Hi there, it's Buck Stowers here. We're up to tip number 7, and today I want to talk about respect. But first of all, I want to ask you a few questions. Have you ever wanted to stop eating, but you just couldn't? And so just answer yes or no inside your mind. And do you think about food constantly? Constantly thinking about what I'm going to eat now? Are you always grazing? Always going back and nibbling and grabbing something else and grabbing something else and then grabbing something else, finding yourself grazing every single minute of the day and sitting at home thinking about food constantly. So if you're grazing, we know what grazers, animals do, cows to be exact. So when we graze all the time, 10 years later, finally we're the size of a beast. Do you find yourself escaping in food? Yes or no? Do you eat large quantities of food at one sitting? Has your family members or your doctor said to you, I'm worried about your weight, I'm worried about what you're eating, I'm worried about how you're eating? Do you feel like exercise excessively will control your weight? Do you feel like you could eat whatever you want as long as you could get enough thermogenics, fat burners, protein, or whatever you think another substance will do to burn the fat that you've been eating for the weekend, or drinking excessively or eating excessively? Do you feel hopeless about your relationship with food? And once again, that relationship word comes up again with food. Do you frequently feel guilty or ashamed about the way you eat? Do you hide food? Do you put food away when people are over so that they don't eat it all, so that after you've had dinner you've still got food left over? Do you eat in secret? Do you eat when you're not hungry? Do you nibble just during the day because you're bored? If you've answered yes to any of these, then these are the symptoms of addiction to food. And they're sort of the same things as addiction to drugs and alcohol. And the problem that we have at the moment is we don't have respect for food. We don't respect that this stuff over a period of time can kill us. Food is not bad, really bad. It's the way that we treat it and the way that we abuse it. Do you respect food? Do you realize that food can kill you and your siblings? Are you feeding all the wrong stuff to your children and to yourself and expecting a totally different outcome? Now, the Dr. Sam says it the best. The meaning of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. And we do that as human beings. Do you feel emotional after you've been eating food? Does food make you agitated? If you don't get what you want, do you become grumpy and sad? Do you dive into food to make yourself better emotionally? That's how it affects your brain. We don't fear food or respect it, but when we see people that are drug addicts or alcoholics or smoke too much cigarettes, we judge them so fast. But we're exactly the same. I want you to realize that what we do now, if you've answered yes to maybe about 3 or 4 of these things, we have a problem with the way that we're eating. Me inclusive, honestly. Would you drink and drive and put your children in the car? No, that would be irresponsible. But we would feed them excessive amounts of rubbish as we would feed ourselves. And they're learning from us. So the next generation will die faster than us, or get heart disease, diabetes, and become extremely sick and emotionally unwell. And then we'll go to the doctors, and then, and we'll get fed up on antidepressant drugs and other drugs to combat what we're doing to ourselves. It is irresponsible not to take control right now. I urge you. I actually, I want you to be able to have more control over your life. And doing that is respecting a drug that is for sale for your children at the local shop. Eliminate the sugar that's coming into your life. Sugar has got the same side effects as methamphetamine and cocaine. Being more respectful, not just to human beings, you know, for all of us, but be more respectful for the amount of rubbish that you're putting into your mouth and giving to your children. You know, feel free to hit me back or personal message me, and I'll do whatever I can to help if you're in that situation. Otherwise, link to Big Boys and Big Girls if you need help, or speak to one of my staff on 262-3686. All right, take care. Have a great weekend. Get off the sugar. Get off the fast-releasing carbs. Get off the stuff that makes your brain just go at 1,000 million miles an hour, but it's artificial. Then you have a crash. Your serotonin level drops, and you become a real grumpy, moody cow. Take care. All the best. If I can help, I will.